welcome back to another episode of Dr. Robotnik's B&B Machine. In this episode, we actually finish everything off. Dang it, I did this again. So, I got a couple things I gotta talk about that I did in the last episode that I want to punch my past self. And this is before I published the videos, but I think this actually makes it a little better. Well, first of all, I make a comment about how I love this game's music. And I do. I love the music. But in this group of 4, 9 to 12, the music, I can't take it. It's this riff that's going on right now, can't take it. Drives me nuts every time. It just sounds so bad. And I don't know if it's just the 8-bit version or the 16-bit, whatever this is. I'm sorry, that's beyond me, and I don't feel like looking it up, even though I really could. Showing true marks of professionalism here, even though I'm trying to make this somewhat professional. That's a good joke. Really is. I am able to deliver on my promise, though, that I've been saying in the past 2 episodes. This is a longer video, as you can see. And this is probably going to be the last of post-commentary that I'm going to be doing for a little bit. Which is a thank you for me, because I don't like post-commentary. I can't give more genuine reactions, because I know what's coming. And I'm trying my best not to spoil what's coming. Set off a nice combo here. But the music, it's the riff that's coming up. I can't stand it. It doesn't sound bad when you're listening to it on a speaker, but when you're listening to it in a headphones, which is what I use to play this game and listening to it now, it just drives me nuts. And I kill myself here. I really do. Really poorly, actually. Could have. I know hindsight's 20/20, and I've said this multiple times in this Let's Play. I make a lot of really bad mistakes, and it costs me. There's a lot of plays that I could have made that would have set off gigantic combos that I screw up. Like, I don't know why. And my door just randomly shut all the way. It's weird. Oh well. So we have a little better run at this guy on this attempt. I don't remember if I beat him on this attempt. I want to say yes by the way it's looking. And you might have noticed the jump cut there. It's just because of me getting called away again. I guess I can go ahead and talk about this now. That way I can talk more about the final boss when the final boss comes. I was stupid. Now, I know that's going to be a common occurrence on this channel. It really is. But I was stupid in the sense that I was starting to fail at the final boss, which is to be expected. The final boss is actually pretty difficult. But I started to fail so bad, I stopped recording. Got a couple attempts under my belt, start to feel like I was getting really close to beating him. So I turned my recording back on. Or so I thought. So, my recording cuts out before I kill the final boss. So what I had to do is go back to my footage and get the password from beating the guy right before the final boss, and put it in and beat him again. Luckily though, I beat him first try from entering the password, so I lost a little time, but not a whole bunch. Now, this guy. Watch my brother and sister play this game. They've always had a lot of trouble on this guy. Tons of it. I've never had a humongous problem with this guy. Now, I know I just said that and I died, but I I don't remember how many takes it gets me, but I usually get through this guy pretty quickly. I'm past my difficulty peak other than Dr. Robotnik. Um, I've always kind of liked this guy because of the fact that he was on the old Sonic cartoon show. If I remember, I might try to put a clip of it in here. Some of you may know what I'm talking about, and that just make me smile a little more. But I want to say it's this run. I really liked my run on this guy. The winning run. I don't remember which one it is, but I basically hammer him. And I think it was my best combo of my entire run of this game. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about this now while I have a little time to do it. The way I'm thinking I'm going to upload these, and this might be subject to change, is I'm going to upload all 4 of these parts in a row, and then I'm going to start uploading all the other content I have loaded as well. But I want to give a little warning about that content. All of that is pre-recorded from ranging on what series it is a long time ago. Like we're talking maybe 2 years ago. Because of that, some of the stuff is dated, and some things that might be said about projects and all of that is probably not true. I'll try to make annotations as we go on those, but I have a lot of stuff that's pre-recorded, that's co-op stuff and all of that, that I meant to get out on my old channel, but I went inactive, and because I went inactive, I didn't see a point on using that content on what I would consider as a dead channel. But I feel like I need to use it here because I feel like it is really good content and stuff I really want to get out to you guys. I just, like I said, didn't want to put it on that. Now, I probably could, I'm actually going to cut that conversation off there. I'm getting really rambly towards stuff that I need to just stop talking about. Now, I believe this is the run. Not entirely sure, though. Judging by the timing, it's somewhere around there, yeah. Wow, it's already been 8 minutes. Wow. Here we go. Big chain. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the biggest chain I got on this run. Which I'm a little disappointed in myself, and you may be saying, well, that's a pretty big chain. But I have save states on an emulator of playing this game where, and it was in the first couple of bosses, where I'd fill almost their entire screen, except for maybe the first 2 rows, with those little blocks that coat the entire thing. Well, we've made it this far. It's final boss time. And I'm sorry I haven't been reading all the text as we go through on all the guys. I do make a point to show all the text, but I don't read it because I don't feel like it's necessary. It adds little stuff about their characters and personas and all that, but it's not pivotal to the game. This is more of just an arcade game rather than an actual story game. But this is the final boss, Dr. Robotnik. I love this boss's music. Just want to get that out of the way. It's awesome. It's intense. But it doesn't overdo it. But screw this boss. This is difficult. So, like I've said in before, every 4 levels you do, you get a speed increase. So when you hit level 5, things speed up. When you hit level 9, things speed up. When you hit this, I'm pretty sure it's just 1 speed up, but it feels like 2. It is fast. Like, when you see me putting down tiles, I'm not pushing down to get the tiles to go down faster. That's as fast as they are going. It becomes very hard, at least for me. Now, I know if you're one of the Tetris players from the most recent AGDQ, I want to say, then that's no problem for you. You can make this look easy. But I'm not one of those guys. I wish I was that talented, but I'm not, and I'm not even close to that kind of talent. I'd heavily recommend going and watching that. I'll go ahead and give a little sponsor there. If you look up AGDQ 2015 Tetris Grandmaster Run, go watch that. That is insane. I watched that live, and my jaw was just dropped the entire time. It was like, how the what? It was amazing. Then again, you could also say a lot about every speedrun on AGDQ. Almost all of those are completely talented people who break games. They don't just look good in games, they break them. And it's amazing. I wish I was that talented. For a while, I was actually thinking about speedrunning Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts because I actually know a lot about the game, and that's why I'm choosing to do it next. But my one problem with speedrunning it is at least no one spent the time to try to see if there are any glitches in the game besides just the simple levitation glitch. And because of that, in order to do like 100% run, or at least all Jiggy run, it would take forever. And I would want to do, like, I love watching speedruns. I love watching games like Majora's Mask. Sorry. And like Skyward Sword and games like that. I'm sorry, those are just the long ones that I know of. But I can't commit to about a 6-hour speedrun. I love to play those games, but I love to take my time in those games. And I just don't think I could commit to a speedrun that long. That's a lot for me. You know, there's a mistake. I so easily could have fixed that. And that block luck, I don't know if there's something that determines where those blocks fall, but whatever it is, the later you go, the more annoying it gets. That probably sounded awful. And death. Now here's where the awkward cut happens. And that's because of me being stupid, because it's a normal thing around here, but I really should have just sat down and recorded the whole thing and cut it down. Now, I probably saved about an hour of cutting footage, because I think it took me like 20 to 25 attempts to get this, while I think I only cut out one failed attempt from the other 3 episodes. And that's just trying to make it a little easier, because I know watching someone fail over and over and over, after a while it gets boring. I do like to add in, or I do like to keep some failures in to show I'm not superhuman, because I'm not perfect. Fully accepting of that. Like, that's a really bad move that I just made, but I'm fully accepting that I don't play this game well. But Where was I going with that? I just totally lost my train of thought. Just, well, bam, it's gone. Yeah, it's completely gone. Lost my entire train of thought. So, wherever I was going with that, I'm just gonna end with I'm stupid. That works for me. This is what happens when you ramble. You really lose your train of thought trying to think ahead, and it just doesn't work out. Oh, you can start seeing what I have set up. There we go. Yay, I actually did something right. And usually in this boss, once you get him to start getting in this panic mode state where he's flashing and you see the sweat marks and all of that, you have him on his heels. And not just have him on his heels, but like you're pretty much in the clear. Just don't die. But that's the end of the game. 13 stages long, and it's actually a difficult game. And now we're going to go through and do the names of all the robots that we've faced and all of that. I don't really know most of the names. I usually only know the names of the ones I've died to a lot. I thought that was something completely different. Bonkers? No, don't. Oh, yeah. Why was I thinking Bonkers? Davy Sprocket. Yeah, he gives me a hard time for some reason. I didn't know that name. He usually gives me Dynamite. Yeah. That one's obvious. Grounder. Yep. He's from that cartoon I was referencing earlier as well. I don't know him. Spike. Knew it was something simple. My Lord, because he says his own name. No. Never mind. Pfft. Scratch. Yeah. I knew, what, 2? Oh. That one's not obvious or anything. Wow, I'm kind of disappointed I don't know more of those names. But this game, it's on emulators, it's on Sonic Mega Collection and stuff like that. I'd heavily recommend playing it if you have like an hour or so to kill. Now, I understand these games are kind of niche games. You gotta kind of like puzzle games in order to play these. But I'd recommend it. It's fun to play, it's a good challenge, and it's still good after... I really should have looked up when it was released. I want to say a little under 20 years. Because I want to say it was mid to late 80s. But it's a good game. It's still solid. It's hard. I know I didn't make it look easy. But if you've never played one of these games before, it's harder than it looks. And I know I bragged on myself throughout these entire 4 parts that I was playing bad and I was playing poorly and I made a lot of stupid mistakes, but I actually did do some good things. I don't feel like I need to point those out near as much. But in this last minute or so on the recording, I want to say, for those of you who either didn't stay for part 1 or didn't see part 1, or you're just noticing now, my next Let's Play is going to be Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts for the Xbox 360. I'm doing that game because I feel like I need to go back to it and give it some justice that it deserved. Because on my old channel, when I ran through it, I did a really, really bad job and didn't give the game a really good chance. Oh, there you go. 93, so 22 years. Wow, late 80s whipping off. But I feel like I need to give the game justice, and I'm going to try to pick up... I'm doing that breathing thing again. Dang it. I'm going to try to pick up the professionalism a little bit, clean it up a little bit, make it look a lot better. So I hope you'll come and stay to that. If not, I have other stuff that's coming up on this channel around sometime after this video is up. But I want to thank you all for watching.